Hi guys, welcome to the UI guy again, and today we'll start another episode of Javascript.info, which will be 2.3, and this is regarding the use strict operator. So let's go deep inside it. Okay, so as always, I have highlighted some of the important things from this article, and we'll cover this one quickly. Okay, so for a long time, JavaScript evolved without any compatibility issues. A new feature were added to the language while old functionality didn't change. But what happened is, so when a language is growing so fast, so if earlier they have made some mistake, they were not able to modify that or repair that, because if they will do so, if some of the application are running on top of that old feature that is not so good, that is badly written, so in that case, those application will break, right? So to deal with that, in 2019, when ES5 or ECMAScript 5 came, they used a thing called as use strict. So how we use strict and how it is going to be helpful in that case. So it is saying that the directive look like a string use script because you can write it on the top of your JavaScript file using a double quote of like use strict or a single quote of use strict, which is located at the top of the script. So if this is your JavaScript file, at the top only at the first line, you have to write the use strict. And if you're writing this, what will happen is JavaScript will assume that now you are ready to write the code in the new way, in the enhanced way, you can say. So few other things that were later in JavaScript, but now they have been modified. Okay, they're not there. They may cancel from error, but you are now okay with it. Now you want whatever the code you are writing, that should be solid, that should follow proper protocols, proper standards. So in that case, we write use strict. If you are starting a new project with a vanilla JS, it is also a good thing to have a use strict there, written there, so that it will add some strict checks. Your code will be more clear and more better code, you can say, right? So that is the gist of it. But there are some catches. We'll go through them as well. So it is saying that some conditions are there. For example, this is a JavaScript file. Here it first uses a JavaScript code, alert some code, but our requirement was to add use strict first. So it is saying that in this case strict mode was not activated because use strict should always go on the first. Okay, and there is no operator like use no strict. Once you use strict and you're writing code in that, so there is no thing like use strict, right? So either you have to use strict or you can remove that one, right? And so it is saying that browser console. So in browser console also, for example, if I'll open this console, in this browser console also you can write JavaScript and you can write use strict like this. I'll probably copy this one. Okay, and then if you in next line you have to write something, you have to press Shift Enter, and then you can write anything you want to write, and that piece of code, whatever I write here, that will be run using this strict mode, right? So also there is another catch. It is saying that if your browser is a very old browser you are using and it is not able to compile like this, then there is a workaround. There is a hack to do that. That is like this. This is called also called as IFI in JavaScript. In maybe future episodes we will learn that. So what will happen is this is like a immediately invoke function, or we call that IFI. So in that case, what will happen is we will use that use strict inside a functional way, right? So you can write this and this function will get immediate executed, and inside this we have use strict, so that will get executed. So in older browsers also, in this way you can have the strict mode enabled, right? Okay, then coming to the next question, should we use strict? Because we told that strict is good, strict is everything nice, it is the good way to write your code, then everyone should write use strict. But there are some catches. So what are the catches? So it is saying that in modern JavaScript, we are able to write classes and modules, right? Because you have seen module.exports, right? Also classes in JavaScript you can create objects. So in if you're working with Angular or React, there is most likely that you must be using classes interface and all of that. So it is saying that in modern JavaScript, usually when you are using classes and modules, use strict or the strict mode is enabled by default, because the classes and other modules, everything that came in the after ES5, right? So if you're using classes and modules, in that cases strict mode, use strict, that thing is enabled by default, so you don't need to explicitly write it. So it is saying that for now, use strict is a welcoming guest at the top of your JavaScript. Later, when your code is all in classes and modules, so you may omit it because at that time automatically it will take that one. So, but if you're creating is as I mentioned earlier as well, a single vanilla JavaScript file or some particular small operation that will always be in a simple JS file, you can use the use strict mode. So that was all about a strict mode. And the next chapter we'll see is about variables, which is an important one, and there is very impressive things inside that. That you, I know you must be knowing JavaScript variables, but inside that there are some interesting things I am pretty sure you don't know. So make sure to check the next video. That's it. Thank you so much for your time.